Hi guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. It's been a while since my last one and I'm sorry about that, but vacation happened and now my camera guy is back from his vacation, so we're ready to do another one. So today we're going through a leg session. I'm going to try to show you how I do it, both in the way I do my techniques and how to push without making it go on the cost of the techniques. So I'm just going to do my warm-up, usually walk around 10 minutes on the treadmill, and then we'll get started with the leg day. So we're starting with the first exercise, which is front squats in the Smith machine. I usually do around 3 to 4 warm-up sets, and then I do 2 really heavy sets, and then I do 1 back off. So I'm trying to focus on keeping the tempo real slow on the way down, and then I pause in the bottom for like 1 to 2 seconds, and then I go up and no pause on the top, and then I go straight down again. So it's really heavy, but it's really effective for building volume. So let's just get to it. The worst thing about doing leg session is the heavy breathing. Jesus. Another thing I always do is track my sessions, because if I track the sets and the reps and the weight, I always know how much I have to push for my next session. So I can always keep the progress, because if I always do less weight or less reps, I will never get my strength better, and it's better to build volume if you can push a lot of reps and keep the weights as heavy as possible. So even though it's easier to skip, if you don't, it's better to just keep track on it. And the worst thing about off-season is to make this belt fit, because it's getting tighter every month. So now I've been doing my warm-ups, so now I'm doing 2 top sets, and then I do 1 back off, and then we're done with this one. Like we're holding back the storyline, and I'm waiting at the end of the night. The worst thing about off-season is the heavy breathing, because when you're on season, you're doing cardio on a regular basis, like from 1 to 2 to maybe 5 times a week. And then when you're off season, you just cut it straight, and it feels good right then and there, but not now. Not when you're like 10, 12, 15 kilos heavier and you're trying to do the same amount of cardio reps as you do on season. I'm not made for this. So the next exercise we're doing is lunges, and I do it on this step so that I can get a longer stretch on my glutes and my hamstrings. And I always try to keep the eccentric phase real slow, and then I do a bit higher tempo when I'm going up, but it's a lot more important to keep the technique. So if you have to choose between tempo and technique, always choose techniques, but try to keep it as slow as possible for getting the most volume for your session. And between my sets, I do around a minute just to catch my breath, so then I can keep a good technique on the second set as well. And then I do a longer break between my sets for like 1 to 2 minutes, depending on how much I'm breathing. Strawberry crushed ice. I know you like the margaritas with the hot spice. You love the taste of paradise. No, it's never been the right time. Like we're holding back. I'm never ready for this. The last one is the worst, because then your blood flow is really going, so your pump is really there from the start, and it's just pain from the start till the end. Okay, so the next exercise we're doing is step up on this box. I do use a manual to get more weight, but this exercise is really heavy, so it's better to use no weight or a lighter weight than to use a too heavy one, because then you will use more speed when you're doing the exercise, and that won't build volume. So it's kind of doing lunges, but it's even heavier. So this is a real ego killer. You feel strong, and then you're doing this, and then you think like, oh, I'm not strong at all. So I just have to plug in some motivation. This exercise really gives a long stretch on your glutes and your hamstrings. And if you try to keep the tension in the bottom when your foot is up like this, you get the full stretch, and without your toes touching the ground, the contact on this one is amazing. So if you want to build strong glutes, do this one. Usually, or almost every session I do alone, and that's because I don't need anyone else to motivate me to go to the gym and to do the work, but it's easier to keep your pauses and do your sets in the speed that you need to do to get the best results than if you're here with a friend or a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, because then the sets is usually lighter, and you talk more and your pauses are way longer, so the session doesn't get that effective. So that's pro tip number one: do your sessions alone and do them real good. And just for the record, those two are my gym bros, and one day I'm going to be bigger than them. No, I'm not. So the next exercise we're doing is Romanian deadlifts to get more hamstrings and more glutes. I try to do a rep range between 8 to 12 reps, and I'm going to load up more weight for every set. So the first one I'm doing 95, then I'm doing 97, and then I'm trying to do 100 on the last one, and then I do one drop set after the last one. So let's just get to it, I guess. You ready for another one? Good, because I'm not. So last set on this one with the heaviest weight. Then do as many good reps as possible, and the good reps is really important. Don't do half work. And then I'm dropping the weight, doing as many reps as I can, and then I'm done with this one. And I have one last exercise just for the booty pump. The next exercise and the last exercise that we're doing for today is kickbacks in the cable, and I'm going for a rep range around 10 to 12, trying to focus on doing the exercise mostly outwards so I can get more contact on my upper glutes, because usually I build a lot of like lower glutes, but I need to do more upper to get a rounder shape. And for me to do better in my next competition, I have to improve all my weaknesses, and my upper glutes is definitely one of my weaknesses, and my shoulders, but that's another day, another video. So trying not to do too heavy weights, rather to get good contact. And then I always let my foot stretch all the way forward to do more stretching on the glutes. And then I do slow movements to be able to feel the contact and not do only with speed, because that ruins a lot of the technique. And I don't know if I told you, but we're going to the food truck afterwards because there's a food truck festival here this weekend. And I'm going away to see my family, but I really want to go there and eat a lot of good foods before I leave. So I'm taking William there, and we're going to eat all the good food we can find. So just don't go anywhere, because you need to see the trucks, I promise you. I was sneak peeking yesterday. It looks so amazing. This t-shirt is really doing the job these days, because the tights that was big during prep is really tight right now. And then you need a good Legday t-shirt to just cover it all up. So that's a wrap on today's Legday. I'm going to hit the showers real quick, and then we're going to eat as much food as we possibly can. Keep with us. No, that's not the word I was looking for. Just don't go anywhere. See you soon. So next stop is the food trucks, and I was sneak peeking there yesterday, and they have like everything, both sandwiches, pancakes, ice cream. There was going to be a taco truck, but it hadn't arrived when I was there yesterday. So I'm not sure how much speaking we can do when we're there, because there's a lot of people and there could be a lot of noise. But you will at least see us eat a lot of food and just enjoy our time there, because when there's a food festival, like, you just have to go there. Like, when you're a foodie like me, you can't just miss out on those opportunities. And I was missing out on it last year, because then it was in another city, but now when it's here, I just have to prioritize it. So stay tuned, because we're going to eat so much food, you have no idea. So if you're going to the food trucks, you seriously have to order this kind of sandwich. Jesus, look at this. So juicy. Funky chicken, fries, and all the chocolate fruits you can think of. I'm glad. This is really good. Kim just said he wanted to see who of us who can eat the most, but then he was taking it back because he knows he will lose. This is mini pancakes dipped in Nutella. So that's a wrap on today's video. We've been eating way too much food, and I think my drive home to my family now will be pretty hard, because it's hard to breathe because I'm so full. But thank you so much for watching my video today, and I promise I will get better on posting more videos on a frequent basis. But it's been a lot this summer, so hopefully the fall and the winter will be better. And to be able to follow me on my off season now will show a lot more on how I actually do the work from contest to contest. So thank you guys, and until next time, stay safe. See you guys.